and after finishing this playthrough, I have many thoughts, good and bad. First of all, the sound design and ambient audio work in this game is exceptional. It remains a standout for me. The world building and themes explored were compelling, and the camera work was thoughtful and often cinematic. The tension this game manages to build is exhilarating. However, it's not a game where you have much agency. It's a linear game filled with scripted and curated experiences. There is nothing inherently wrong with that, but I do usually prefer the opposite. You never have to make any meaningful decisions, as the only decisions you do make are gameplay micro decisions that determine whether you succeed or failed at the current challenge. Failure means almost nothing, as you simply respawn right where you were. Unfortunately, failing in this game feels really bad. The mechanics are awkward and very poorly explained, so much so that it almost feels like mechanical failure isn't your fault, but stems from a lack of understanding of what you should be doing. It's a common design decision in horror games to create what is called friction in game mechanics to elevate the feeling of hopelessness of the player. Silent Hill wouldn't feel as stressful if you could fight like in Dynasty Warriors. That friction is meant to create tension, and I think it's achieved spectacularly with the awkward climbing mechanic.
I fucking hate the climbing. Run, 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 run.
It adds frictions in the moments when you're getting chased, leading to more tense encounters with enemies. But I really hate the throwing mechanic. Often when you're required to throw items to progress, it's during a puzzle segment of the game where there are no threats and therefore no tension to build. I'm going to give developers as much credit as possible and say that this was a decision taken to illustrate how small the character is in this tall world of scary adults. But I hate it nonetheless. I spent an absurd amount of time stuck on puzzles because I just couldn't throw something correctly, to the point where I sometimes just decided that it must not be the answer and start looking elsewhere.
Okay, I'm doing this wrong for sure. For sure I'm doing this wrong. There's something I'm doing wrong here. Either I don't understand the throwing mechanics, or I'm not even supposed to be going here and maybe this door's just been open the whole time. No? Okay.
The best part of puzzle games are figuring out the puzzles. That's why the time between figuring out the puzzle and then completing the puzzle should usually be as short as possible, so that the player can quickly move on to figuring out the next puzzle. There should be little friction during that time. Admittedly, this could just be a skill issue, but I finished the whole goddamn game and played most of the DLCs before figuring out how the throw mechanic actually works.
So I have a run button, a crouch button, a jump button, and a grab button, which also turns my jump button into a throw button. Wait, can you hold throws? Hey, this blind playthrough of Little Nightmares is actually part of a challenge I'm doing over on Twitch. The blind playthrough and analysis of Little Nightmares is already up on my YouTube channel though. You can go watch that right now.